So here's the headline. Claudine Gay resigns as Harvard president, claims racial animus fueled criticism. And what's really interesting to me about this is that, as we all know, for years now, any criticism of the left has been met with accusations of being an ist or a phobe. And here we have, at the very pinnacle of academia, the president of Harvard herself has nothing else. That's all she's got. Well, it must be racism. That's it. I mean, just tell me you're completely morally and intellectually bankrupt without telling us that you're morally and intellectually bankrupt. Gay's reported resignation comes in the wake of numerous plagiarism allegations, as well as her controversial congressional testimony on what Harvard is doing to combat anti-Semitism on campus after Hamas's attack on Israel. Here's from Christopher Rufo. This is Claudine Gay's resignation letter. Rather than take responsibility for minimizing anti-Semitism, committing serial plagiarism, intimidating the free press, and damaging the institution, she calls her critics racist. This is the poison of DEI ideology. Glad she's gone. She says, it has been distressing to have had doubt cast on my commitments to confronting hate and to upholding scholarly rigor. Well, I mean, she did say it depended on the context when people are calling for genocide, but I mean, it's just me. Let's see, upholding scholarly rigor. Well, I mean, there are like new plagiarism scandals coming out like every single day. I'm sorry, you get an F. But she continues, two bedrock values that are fundamental to who I am, but they're just clearly not, though. You're clearly lying about that. And frightening to be subjected to personal attacks and threats fueled by racial animus. There you go. It's not your fault because of your actions. It's society's fault. Yeah, and that's just classic DEI, isn't it? Let's see. Gay has been hit with nearly 50 allegations of plagiarism, affecting 8 of her 17 published works. So 50 allegations of plagiarism, or I guess as it's known now at Harvard, reparations. I mean, the media tried to save her, at least initially. We hear from the New York Times. Harvard finds more instances of duplicative language. So all of a sudden, plagiarism is duplicative language. And Harvard itself wanted to keep her. I mean, here from the Associated Press, Harvard faculty rallies to the aid of university president criticized for remarks on anti-Semitism. And why would they want her gone? She's exactly what they did want in the first place. She's woke as all hell. They wanted someone who would police pronouns and microaggressions and then purge any heretics against the woke orthodoxy, and that's what they got. Here from the Daily Mail, black law professor says Harvard president Claudine Gay deserves attacks on her credibility because she helped destroy careers of 2 African-American scholars whose work contradicted her woke beliefs. And this actually illustrates quite well how the whole kind of anti-racist thing in woke is all bullshit. At the end of the day, it's just simply about bowing down to their cult ideology. And it doesn't matter what color you are. Just ask Larry Elder. And obviously things got to a point where they're like, well, look, you've got to step down, especially after it turns out, half of her 17 published papers had plagiarized passages in them. And 17 is very low, by the way. Very low to make somebody the president of Harvard. But it was really just public pressure and donors saying they wouldn't give any more money that forced this. They probably still don't have any problem with her at all. And the next person that they make president of Harvard is going to be just as bad, because the rotten academia, especially the Ivy Leagues, is deep. And the pressure to conform to woke orthodoxy is very strong. And as for the next president of Harvard, I'm putting my money on Wheelchair Black Santa. I guess just don't ask him any questions about Israel. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that. Please subscribe, like, and share. Sharing really helps me out. I thank you for that. I will see you next time.